So, the stream has begun, but I gotta take this link, as always, and post it everywhere.
Yes, I have to. I'm gonna watch the stream on my laptop while I actually just sit down on the stream on my desktop, so I can be able to go back and forth.
Alright.
Wow, there's a plot summary of the Broly movie already out. I'm avoiding that at all
That.
costs.
Yeah, that's stupid. No, new content. Chat. Alright, I think that's all of them. I think I'm good.
Where is the notification?
Alright, hello and welcome. I'm Speed Demon 1939, also known as Kyle, and
Hello.
I'm here with the first episode of Let's Talk Machinima. And I'm here with
What's
the one
up,
and only,
guys?
Smashing the New, aka Obsidianskin, creator of Tide, leader of Retro Pixels, yada yada yada, titles.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You are the greatest, Kyle. Yes, I am Smashing the New. I've rebranded myself as Obsidianskin, but you can still address me as Smashing the New.
As I will more than likely be doing throughout this entire thing. So this is kind of going to be a mix of just us chatting about Machinima, as well as kind of an interview type thing. This is a brand new idea that I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been talking about doing a podcast for a bit. So I messaged Smash like 2 hours ago. He responded and was like, "Let's do it tonight." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I need to do this.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Excited when he told me. I was like, "Oh, podcast. I wonder what this is gonna be
We're
about."
here like.
Surprise.
Alright.
It's
So, people in the chat, feel free to ask questions as well. I will read them off to him as I get them. But I also have a bunch of questions listed as well, as this is sort of like an interview thing. So, Smash, if you're ready, I can start with the first one.
I am so ready.
Alright. So, how long have you been a part of the Machinima community?
Geez. I would say for 7 years. I think I've been here for 7 years.
Damn. 7 years.
7.
Okay, so it's
And,
2011, roughly?
Yeah, 7 years.
Damn, that is a long time.
Yeah. it's been 7 years, and I've been on and off of working on Machinima because of outside things.
Yeah, I mean, stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's, very much so the case with a lot of people.
Yes, sir.
And kind of piggybacking off that question is, what inspired you to start making
What
Machinima
inspired me
7 years
to
ago?
start making Machinima? Wow. Actually, when I joined Machinima, my very first Machinima was a melee Machinima called Smashime, which is just the word Smash and anime mixed together. It was DBZ inspired. Sonic was the main character. Pikachu was supporting, and Pit was also a supporting character. And
I thought you were about to say and Pit was the villain.
it could have been a villain because he was always mad at Sonic. But realistically, I think hello, Mauricio Ruiz. Did I say your name right? Mauricio Ruiz.
Man, that's one of the fun things about streaming is trying to get people's names right in the
I
chat.
hope I said his name right. If I didn't, I apologize.
Right.
I
Also,
think,
welcome to this.
yeah, like so it was anime inspired. It wasn't just DBZ. It was like different animes where I was taking. It was a parody basically. So it would be like One Punch Man. So what inspired me really was me watching anime and watching somebody said Squidward for Smash as an Echo Fighter of Izuku Midoriya. I like this guy. So yeah, it was just me watching TV shows and watching Western cartoons, anime, movies, and I was like, I want to make one of those, but I want to do it with video game characters. And I made my Melee Machinima. Then I made another one named Melee Ball, which are both not on YouTube anymore because I deleted them for whatever reason. I was having an early life crisis.
I was hoping we could
So
link them. That'd be great.
yeah, I wish I could recover them somehow. Um, it was just yeah, it was just my inspiration of just wanting to make something. And then I watched my first machinima, which was I believe it was Smash Tasm. Smash Tasm was one of my first. Then I watched Silver
As
Crisis.
it is for, as it is for a lot of people.
Yeah, and then I watched Silver Crisis, and then there was this other guy named Malar or something, and he would make like shorts. He did this thing with Snake versus Captain Falcon. It was like a giant war. And then I found Melee Machinimas by Razanak 7, and he did like something with text, and he had like Darunto guy, not Darunto Gaiden. It was something Darunto X or something like that, and he had Metroid
Oh
Legends.
my god!
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, I know exactly what
yeah,
you're talking about.
the classic. And he had something
Yeah.
Smash Matrix. It was crazy. It was just all this stuff, just like fluctuating everywhere. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of like where I got my. I want to start machinima. I want to do this, and then I found Brawl Universe and spoke to Hedge for the first time, and Sovereign found me. He was speaking to me, and I was talking to him about his series and how he started. And then I met Marquez and Nega Silver 63. I helped them do their first Machinima Dual League. So it it was just a lot at the time, but that's basically how I started out and why I started. I just kind of rolled with it, and I had a lot of fun. I realized it was something I really wanted to do, and it was a hobby that I kept around for this long.
it's solid. Yeah, it's funny how a lot of the people you were mentioning are people that are like legends now in our community.
Yeah, yeah. It's surreal, man. Like Hedge. Um, I think when yeah, I started with Hedge, and I remember talking to him about remember the melee, or when he was starting that, like when he was trying to figure out a name, and I was like, you should do something like remember the melee, something like that, and the name stuck for him. And then I was talking to
Yeah.
Sovereign about how he was doing a scene, like how he wanted to do a prom scene, and I was like, yo, you should do this. And then he just like created like this whole big thing about it, and then just like when I finally met Adam, uh, jeez, Mickey Merck, I met Mickey Merck, and he I'm sorry,
Dropping the real names.
I did not mean. I'm so used to saying because I'm like that close to him. It's just like you, like I'm really
Yeah.
close to you, so I say your name a lot. Um, yeah, I spoke to
Speaking
him.
of that, that's definitely something that's changed from back then. Before, like you never like used people's
Yeah,
real
you
names. You
never
didn't
use
know
it.
people's real names.
It's just like you're like a superhero and you don't want to use someone's name, and you just like, oh well, yeah, this is Superboy. Like, don't you mean Clark? Shh, you can't say that. Like, it's kind of like that.
But yeah, it's
But
yeah, because it's like we like no one wanted to use a real name,
yeah,
so then we created stuff like Smash and Speed and
yeah,
uh,
exactly. And it was always so cool, you
Sov.
know. Everybody had their own like name. I think Isaiah was like one of the few that has his real name in his username, which is okay, but it's like it's just so out there because it's like what? But yeah, so I met Adam, and
You did it again.
he I think this is like during his first few days as a machinimator, and which I don't even know which episode I stumbled upon his series on, but I know like I saw Yoko in there, and I haven't asked this question yet, but that I know I started Tide. I started the original Tide before I met him, but when I saw that, it gave me a tiny bit more confidence to mix my characters with Nintendo characters, because the original
Hmm.
Tide was um it was a story about Smash as a texture living with characters from the Nintendo world, from the gaming world. And Shadar
Yeah.
was also a texture, but what he was all about was like getting rid of like video game characters and getting rid of Nintendo characters to replace them with recolors and textures. And he destroyed somewhere where Smash used to live. Smash is trying to find this guy, Shadar. So it was basically Professor X and Magneto. It was like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King when it came to like just like them trying to live in harmony with uh Nintendo characters. Smash wanted to live in harmony. Shadar did not. He wanted to eradicate them. He did not want them as allies or anything like that. So it was kind of inspired by that. And yeah, like it was accumulation of like different people that helped me like stick and stay in the machinima community, and then as well as myself, because I like I said, like this is I love this place despite like the ups and downs and just like the way it's kind of now, where it's very scarce to see um that much being produced by other people as well as myself. But I believe with Ultimate coming out, there'll be a resurgence. Hopefully, we'll see. Um, but yeah, sh- that's how it happened.
No, yeah, I definitely agree that it's actually becoming like a bit scarce for people, but I do think I do think that we're gonna stick around and the community's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely not going anywhere. You just need to keep the community healthy and positive. That's where we need to go.
All right. Who has been the most influential person in the community for you?
Community. Um, for me, it would be Sovereign VA. Sovereign,
Yeah, kind of an easy question.
yeah, Sovereign is actually, believe it or not, is actually one of my closest friends. And I used to talk to this guy on the phone. I used to talk to him on Skype. I used to talk to him just like about things that weren't even machinima, just like life, you know. And you
Hmm.
know, Sovereign being older than me, he was kind of like an older brother. I don't have siblings, so um, for me, he was like very influential, very inspiring. He was a role model, and you know when he told me what he had to do and why he was like leaving and how he felt about just being in a group setting and just in the machinima community, I understood why he faded away. Um, yeah, it was tough, but I think he was like very influential for me because he made a show that was all around favored by everyone. And I'm not talking about oh it was a show because it was like popular or it was like better than anyone else's show, but he gave that feeling of you know like something that everybody can watch. Everybody can watch School of Smash. Not everybody can watch Tide and enjoy it. Everybody can watch Smash King and not everybody can watch Brawl Universe. Not everybody can watch Junior. Not everybody can watch Desolation, etc., etc. Not everybody can watch those shows, but people were watching School of Smash. Every single type of person can watch School of Smash and enjoy it. It applied to everyone. And I'm not saying that he's better than us or that he's better than anybody or anything like that, but he was able to what's the word? I guess not cater to everyone, but he was able
Reach people.
to win your heart over. He was able to win your heart over with his show, with himself as a person, and just that's what really influenced like that's just like Sovereign was just great, you know, and in a way, Tide is actually a letter to Sovereign. Now, a lot of people haven't seen Tide, and they might take what I do in the show of him as a bad thing, But as the show progresses, and they see more of him, they'll understand what I was doing, why I did it, and how important he is to me and the community itself. So yeah, Sovereign VA was definitely my biggest influence ever.
I think the biggest thing about Sav that like people need to take away is that even though he's like not around anymore, he's like
Yeah.
still influenced how people view Machinima now, and like
Yeah.
he's influenced like Machinimas now. Like people, like for example, it's quite bits of spoilers for Tide, but you have it in there as like he's a character that's missing in your universe as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
He's and like
So
they've they've kind of taken it and turned him into like sort of like a legend
yeah.
almost.
Yeah. Yeah. They turned him to a legend, and like, so the redux I'm doing in episode 1, I'm really gonna make sure I bring the weight of how important Sovereign is, period. Because in episode 1, the original, it kind of showed it, but I wanted, like, I want to help the audience understand some more. I'm not necessarily babysitting, but it's better in a storytelling standpoint to help people understand, like, yo, this is what he did. It's gonna be my commentary on Sovereign as a person, basically.
Hmm.
So yeah, like Sovereign's literally a legend. He has a million views on. I'm not saying like views are the most important thing, but a million views on a Machinima, a Smash Bros. Machinima. That's insane to me. That's influential.
Yeah, no, it's definitely kind of unheard of. Like,
Yeah.
while our community, because being in the Smash community, it's definitely kind of like it's a niche sort of market that we're making our content for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like you see the people out there making like the gaming stuff, because everyone wants to watch stuff about games. It's easy to make. It's quick to make. You can get a whole
Very.
bunch of it out and done.
Yeah.
But with
Yeah.
us,
And
like
I
you
think
kind of have
another.
to when. Oh,
Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say just when people watch a Machinima channel, they kind of like invested in like the story and they accept the time it takes in between episodes, what we have to do, what we kind of work towards. But not everyone
Yeah.
is willing to like sit and wait months and months for a story to continue,
Yeah. But
even if it's
people are
worth the
still
wait to a
messaging
lot of
him.
people.
People are still on his YouTube page, messaging him, asking him when his episode is coming out. And there's a few of us that have like a cultish type of belief that he will come back. I know he's still around out there, but there's not a lot of things I can just say and just
No, no, I'm not asking you to. I'm one of those people that I hope he comes back at one point.
yeah,
Even if he just comes back, he doesn't like finish the series. Even if he just like makes a goodbye, makes it known, so it's not just him vanishing.
yeah. So a lot of the theory is that he's gonna come back and use ultimate. That's the biggest right now. But I'm not gonna like yank anybody's chain and just like confirm like, oh yeah, he's coming back. But I'm not gonna tell you he's not for obvious reasons.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm not asking you
Yeah,
to disclose anything.
yeah,
That's not what this is about.
yeah. Of course.
This is
Oh,
me
what's
trying to
up,
like
Isaiah?
grill you for information.
Isaiah's in the chat.
Oh,
Isaiah
oh,
Calmo.
oh! I just Oh, that was dumb. Accidentally opened the wrong thing and put it in front of the picture. Whoops.
It's okay. I didn't see anything pop up yet. Oh,
Now
I
it
see
is. Yeah, there's a bit of stream.
Like, yeah,
There's kind of a
delay.
lag
Right.
on the stream. It's kind of just what happens when you're streaming.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. So that takes care of the most influential one. All right. Kind of a bit more of a hard hitting question, I think, on this one is what are some of the struggles people face when they're trying to get into the community or just
Whew, that
machinima as a whole?
that's a doozy. This is gonna take a little while. Let's start from.
Hey, man, that's the point. That's what we're here
You're
for.
right. So I think I've never got to voice this vocally aside from my own live stream. Um, when most people start out and they look into talking to one of their veterans, or they talk to somebody that's been around for a while, and the first thing they hear is that machinima is hard. They hear that machinima is a hard process. There's so much you got to do when you're doing it by yourself. And I hear you. I get that. But when someone comes to you and asks you like how do I do this? How do I get into this? I want to do this. I want to do that. You encourage them. You tell them the good things about machinima. It's not telling them lies. It's not buttering it up. But if someone asks me like how do I get in machinima? How do I start? I say first things first. This is how you can do it. You can do it with 64. You can do it with melee, brawl, smash 4, ultimate when it comes out. I tell them about the tools. A lot of these vets don't tell anybody about the tools they can use, the codes, or anything like that. So it's already hard in a way. It's hard in a way when people in the community are giving noobs or newbies or people that are new pushback.
Hmm.
They're telling them, oh, this is how hard it is, and this is how hard it's gonna be, and yada yada yada. So in that sense, yes, it can be hard to get into it, but machinima itself is not hard. So back to your question, one of the biggest things, one of the hardest things about it is the community. Settling into the community is the number one thing. That's the number one thing. That's the issue. It's not even the work itself that is hard. It's time consuming, but not hard. Nothing is ever hard. I can't even say things are hard. They're time consuming, but once you get practice, things come with ease. Things become smoother. It's just like driving a car. You sit in the car, you're learning like, oh, I can't even, you're putting both feet, you're putting your foot on the brake and the gas, which will tear up your car. Do not do that when you first start. But
Wait, hang on. Time. Are you saying you actually hit the brake and the gas at the same time while
look,
learning to
man,
drive?
when I first started driving, I was afraid. So so I was
Yo,
driving with
he's.
both feet and like and like we were at
Wait, were you driving?
the light turned red, and I was with
Were
my
you
friend,
driving
and she was
stick?
teaching me. She was teaching me how to drive. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm trying to start the car," and I'm pressing the gas and the brake at the same time. The car's like swerving, and it finally stops on the line. And then she just looks at me. And she takes the automatic, because she had an automatic car. She puts it on brake, and she plucks me on the forehead. And then she gets out of the car and she tells me to get out, and we switch. And everybody at the traffic stop light is just looking at us while she's cursing me out. But yeah, yeah. Do not, do
So
not.
you took an automatic car and were driving with both feet.
Look,
Good to
it's
know.
my, it was my first time. I, I really didn't
Actually,
know.
okay, if we're talking about embarrassing first time driving stories,
Yeah,
I gotta share mine.
yeah. Go ahead.
So I just got my license and uh, I had I had a very briefly I had a standard, but I
Right,
quickly
right.
sold it. But I had to drive it up to the garage because my dad was gonna take a look at it and like do some work on it. So he's telling me how to like deal with the standard, which I'd never driven before,
Okay.
and it ended with me almost plowing a car straight through my garage door.
Yo, through the garage door.
Almost. I did stop it in time. I stalled it
Whew.
to stop it, but I got it to stop.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, you're lucky. You're a
I had
lucky
skid
guy.
marks like halfway up the driveway. Oh, it was great.
You're a
It was a
lucky
good time.
guy. You're a lucky guy. They could have went through the because garage doors are pretty expensive. Pretty.
Yeah. All right,
But
back on topic. Back on topic.
yeah, but I think
Also,
the most challenging thing.
Angel Soto just posted in the chat. He says, "Yo, who's up at 12:13 in the morning on a school night?"
We are.
We are.
We don't have school, Angel Soto. graduates, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, stay in school, Angel Soto.
Adults.
Adults better, rather. Stay in school if you want to. I'm not gonna press you out. But yeah. Why? The question was, what's the most challenging thing about getting into machinima, right?
Yes.
Okay, back on it. Um, like I said, the community itself. Um, I did like a test. I joined what's it called? I joined a server called Dream High Kingdom, and this is the guy that does the Super Smash Bros. Anime opening thing. I joined
Mm-hmm.
that, and I told them that I was an animator and I was a machinimator, and they were like, "Okay, cool. What program do you use?" I told them Source Film, and then they showed me a room where there was animation tricks and tips and all this other stuff, even though I already animate. And they were just talking to me about, some things and tricks I can do to improve my animation if I needed it. And that right there kind of showed me the difference between like the community. Like this community can be very hostile. It could be very standoffish and very, egotistical,
Mm-hmm.
So I think in terms of getting into machinima, like that part is very challenging because there's people here that are like, oh, I can do things better than you. Oh, I did this first, I did that first. And that's already discouraging to people that are new. You're telling them that machinima is hard. There's too much that you have to do, that you're better. And they may not even use those words, but the way you come off easily says that you're better. Or if Isaiah, I don't know, is doing a live stream and someone slithers in there and says, oh, um my openings are way better than this. Well, that person sees that and just quits right there just because, so it starts from the community itself. And the thing about that is the newer people aren't able to, they're not able to break into the community and change it. They can't change that. So I understand that's a challenge that to me right now cannot change because there's still so much weight and ego and just negative energy. Some people don't
Mm-hmm.
see it, but I do because I've been there, and I read between the lines and I see how people act. you know so that's the most challenging thing. Nothing else to me is that challenging in machinima is as hard as you make it. I'm gonna say it again. Machinima is as hard as you make it. If you want to do a visual novel, do it in a way where you do your best work, but also learn tricks to get your content out there as fast as you want, but at the best quality as it can be. Time manage, make a little schedule for yourself, make a list. For me, when I want to machinimate, I make a list of the scenes I want to do. I I draw a storyboard. I draw a little, it can be stick figures, and you can just write smash in the head of the stick figure, and then you put arrows on each box of where you want the scenes to go. Or go to YouTube, get a scene reference. It'll make things easier for you. There's nothing challenging about machinima. It's time consuming, but I tell you, it is not hard. Do not listen to anybody here that's telling you that it's hard. There's so many tools and things that you can use now. Don't let anyone discourage you or tell you that it's hard. That's
I just want to take one quick second out to read what Angel Soto just wrote in the chat. He said, well, quote, ignore dem haters, do what you want to do.
mhm.
I know you work hard, and so far Smash Games, I'm going to paraphrase this to is awesome, and I bet anyone can make a series just like Smash Games. You both are amazing creators.
Thank you very much,
End
Angel
quote.
Soto. You're the greatest. Um, that's the type of positivity we need in the community. Period. But yeah, it's just like not a
I think.
Go ahead, sir. I said sir. What
Oh,
the heck? Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say. I think the other thing that people kind of that's kind of gotten the community to have kind of a bit of a bad reputation is maybe not so much a bad reputation. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but people see like series
Hmm.
and like not that many have like had an ending.
Huh.
So I think after a while that kind of just like
Yeah.
gets in people's
Yeah.
heads, right?
Yeah. They
Where it's like
Yeah, you're
Machinima's the
right.
thing that like people start and
You're right.
don't finish.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. So continuity, I guess, or rather finishing, not saying many things finished, and just like the negativity in the community itself. And then of
Hmm.
course, like a lot of people don't realize that when you try to get into any community and there's like that type of weight there, veterans are telling you one thing. Just like just like in sports, when a vet tells you like you can't really do anything, like that person starts to
Hmm.
underperform, and they don't do as well as they did in college. That's why you think that's why that happens a lot. Like there's college stars that come into the NFL and they just don't do well, and then there's college stars that bloom because they have a team of vets telling them, "Yo, you can do this." Of course, college and then the major leagues are different, but if you can't even perform the field that you're in, then there's something wrong with the environment that you're in. There's something wrong with that team, that community that you are in. It's not always the fault of the machinimator.
Hmm.
It's the community, and I'm not even talking about just the audience member because the audience is there to watch, they're there to support, enjoy feedback, what have you. But that community, the community, I'm telling you, it needs to change, if anything.
I will say, the community has gotten leaps and bounds better
Of
from the
course.
days when I was trying to get in.
Hmm. Hmm. I agree.
Because
I agree.
at least nowadays we aren't getting
I totally
at
agree.
least now there's less people getting told to kill themselves for making a machinima that isn't up to this imaginary par that people have in their heads.
Yeah, that's some really toxic stuff right there. Some really toxic stuff. Um, yeah, that's another thing. But I think I've seen that in other communities. That doesn't mean that like it happening here is okay because I would never even say that. I won't lie, I am surprised that it happened here, and I think that's very naive of me. Surprised, but I still am. Um, yeah, to me, like I said, there isn't anything challenging about getting into machinima. It
No, I definitely agree. I feel like, especially nowadays, there's more resources than ever to get into it,
Yes, yes,
but you
yes,
just need to you have to want to get into it for the right reasons.
yeah. You can't want to get into it just because you want to be popular. Because at that point, you're gonna be trying to do things that other people are doing, and you're just not gonna enjoy it. Now, I'm not gonna bash anybody's reasoning for trying to get into machinima, like getting into it because you want to be popular, but just understand that it's not your motivation isn't gonna always be there if that's your sole purpose of just machinimating.
Hmm.
So, like I said, like answering your question, I just don't think it's challenging. I just think, um, working in it can be challenging. Working in it
Hmm.
can be challenging. Nothing hard about doing machinima. If I want to do a machinima and I just wanted to tell a story, I'll just do what Tara did, and it's also way of telling a story is using his visual novel style because he has his own visual novel style. I
Hmm.
would say
Where it's
graphic novel
like
type of thing. say?
Yeah, kind of. Well, it's like stop motion. He
Stop
basically made
motion,
stop
stop
motion
motion. He made a stop motion like type of machinima,
Smash
and it
Machinima,
was really
and
creative.
it was really really creative, really cool.
Yeah,
Something that we haven't seen before, and we haven't seen
yeah,
since.
yeah,
Which
yeah. And no one else has done that art style at all. Yeah, no one has done that. No one has done that, and I would say Taro was the founder. Far, I really don't know if anyone has done it yet. But like, if you
yeah,
want to do
I mean
something where you're
it
just telling a story, you can use that type of method.
mhm.
And like I said, it all depends on how you do Mishima. Is what makes it easy and what makes
The coolest thing to me about Machinima as a whole, and I've actually talked about this in other stuff as well, is the fact that while we all, in essence, do the same thing,
mm,
we all take a game that we love and try and makes it into something a little bit more.
mm-hmm. Exactly, dude.
Everyone that
Exactly.
everyone that does it has their own unique style and their own unique process.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
No
like
two people
movies.
make a machinima the exact same way.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Totally agree. So yeah, like I said, that question.
Alright.
Only,
To piggyback on
yeah.
that, kind of get into something a little bit, potentially a little bit more happier. Uh, why do you think people are still striving to make machinima, even though many people see it as something that you start and don't finish? Because even
Um.
despite that, there are still a ton of people making new stuff all the time,
Um. Okay.
even if it doesn't
Well,
get pushed to the forefront.
so
There's
you cut out a tiny bit. So the question was,
why do
how
you think
do
people are
I?
still striving to make machinima?
So how do I still strive to make a machinima?
No, why do you think people,
Oh,
not just you, but like
okay. Yeah.
people are still striving to make machinima?
Yeah, that's true. I think people really enjoy doing machinima because it's fun. It's really fun to see your characters or the characters that you're portraying or writing and coming to life. Like for me, I really love seeing my texture come to life and talking to other characters. Like especially since I've based a lot of my characters from the community and then, you know, characters that represent some of my friends and then characters that I've just completely made up. Like completely made up. And it's just like, well, this is actually my character. Like I've like Smash is like a character that I made to represent myself. Well, he is me, just as a video game character. And it's just so fun, you know. I just like seeing him interact and talk and do really cool things. And he's just challenging. He's challenging, channeling my energy into a fictional world.
Yeah, I mean, when you got to see him punch me in the face, that was probably cathartic for you.
No, no, I won't lie. I think revenge. I think it took me a while to get comfortable with doing that machinima because like I knew kind of where you were going since you were telling me some of the things and I was just like, yo, I don't want to do that to you. You're like one of my best friends. What the heck? And like and I remember when I was reading the thing with Isaiah and I'm like, "So what am I saying to this guy? Like I read the script and I was like, okay, all right, let me take a break before I do the lines. And I'm sitting on my couch like, dang, I really gotta say that to Isaiah. Oh well, this is just a show. We'll get to it. I do the line, and I'm still uncomfortable after I do it. Even the lines with you where I'm insulting you, I'm like, yo, like, cool. But when I saw it come to life, it was really entertaining. It was really some good stuff, you know. And it's just like I want to see more of that. I want to see just more machinima, more community work, and just like seeing, just being able to watch what you make. Like you make it and you watch it, and you have other people watch it, and they're enjoying it with you. It's just like it's just more push to your work.
Hmm.
It gives you more push. It gives you more energy, more motivation to strive. Even though you know some people are like falling off the face of the earth, or they're just not machinimating right now, which is okay. But you know, there's still something there that pushes you.
Hmm. I think also kind of while the community does kind of, in some ways, kind of like stop new people from getting in.
Yeah,
On the same side, I think it also kind of pushes people to like perform better in a way.
that's true. Very true.
Like
That is,
I know, like whenever like Isaiah puts up one of his like Machinima streams and we're watching a whole bunch of stuff, I'm seeing all these other people like make their content, and then I look at it and I'm like, well, I gotta make my stuff better now.
yeah, yeah.
And you just kind of want to put that extra, get that extra motivation in.
I definitely agree. Um, I definitely agree. I think, yeah, I think everybody that's still around has their own drive. Some people that are still trying to get into it. I have a couple of people that I know that are still like, and I'm really excited for their comeback. You know,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I'm still excited for their comebacks to come back into the machinima community, and it might just bounce back into it around the time that Ultimate is coming out. So that would be very exciting.
I feel like Ultimate is gonna bring in a new, like a whole new batch, like kind of like how Smash Four did. Like
Yeah,
Smash Four brought in a whole new generation,
yeah,
so to speak,
yeah,
of machinimators, and I think Ultimate's gonna do the same thing.
yeah. I think with Ultimate there might be a bigger flood because there's way more characters to work with, way more stages, and
I think the other thing is that there's, because of all the characters and stages and stuff, there's going to be less of a reliance on hacks,
yeah, yeah,
which I think that's one thing that kind of pushes people away. Like I know a lot of people are tending to stay away from like Brawl Machinima now
yeah. That's
because
true.
I think the bar has set really high with kind of what is, for lack of a better word, like expected of a Brawl Machinima.
Uh, yeah, I understand that from. I still understand that more so from a person looking inward. Like if I'm a new machinimator, I would obviously think like, oh yeah, like I have to do all of this, all of that. But in reality, I think even with just simple things like a camera hack with no anything, I feel like people should be and still able to, uh, have their own platform in the community. But because, like, as an artist, a lot of the time we we come into a community and we try to emulate what everyone around us is doing so that we can
Mhm.
quote unquote compete even though we don't have to compete. But as humans, that's like the first thing that we think about, competing. But until we realize that we can settle down and tell a story the way we want to tell it, we don't have to have, flashy effects or animations or anything like that. But, I completely understand that the bar is very high for Brawl Machinima. But at the
Mhm.
same time, we should tell people to run with the ideas that do machinima the way you can do it and the way you want to do it. You know.
I mean, speaking from personal experience here, I kind of gave up on doing Brawl Machinima back in the day, but
Yeah.
I had just an epiphany where I wanted to get back into the community, and
And it worked
had
well. Yeah.
I well, I was doing Smash Four, and I was like, even I kind of like thought to myself like, even if this doesn't like go well, I want to keep doing it because that's just the kind of person I am.
That's
And
true.
thankfully, though,
I think you have your own admirable. You have your own drive for speed. Um.
hmm
So yeah, like that. That's really cool. You have your own drive, the way you do things, and the way you I guess the way you kind of like tell your story is very different from what people expect. You know, like with Smash games, there's stakes. There's a lot of stakes there. And for me, um, I think the way I would have done it would be entirely different. But the way I'm looking at Smash games, the way you did it would have worked better. You know, I would have did something like with a game virus and people just losing their characters and not their entire lives. So I think you would have done it. You did it better than my idea. I don't think I would have been able to do that ride with it.
Well, thanks, man. Means a lot. Part of the reason why I made Smash games the way I did was because I see like there's not that many machinimas that kind of take a more like serious and darker tone.
Yeah.
And while I try to splash in the comedy every once in a while, um, overall, yeah, no, like the stakes are kind of high for all the characters involved.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like that's very, that's very new. I don't really see Dark Machinima like that. There's only literally two right now. It's Desolation and Smash Games. You know.
All right, I think we basically covered the last question. We kind of got off topic for a little bit.
That was the last question.
Yeah. No, no, no. That's not the last question.
Okay.
I think we finished that last one.
Yeah.
Uh, so the next question I have for you is, uh, what is it like creating and like running a machinima group? Because for those of you that don't know, Smash and I are members of Retro Pixels,
Like
which is a group of machinimators that.
okay. Um you kind of glitched out, but you said what is it like being in a machinima group?
What is it like creating and like being a part of
Ah,
slash leading?
well, I think wow, that's a good question. I think the first time I ever even thought of doing a group was I was talking to Isaiah and Sarvin and Adam, and we were joking around about it. And yeah, we were joking around about starting a group, and it never went into fruition. I was just like, ah, it's not gonna happen. No, this is before Isaiah was like machinimating with what he is now. He was doing PowerPoint machinima, which passed it to me. I don't know how he did that. Praise be to Isaiah. He is your champion. But he kept pressing the idea. He was pressing, he was pressing. Yo, man, let's do this, bro. Like, come on, you have skills and blah 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 blah. And at the time, I think um, a little bit after that, I think Digital Shadows was created, and
Hmm.
I actually got a nod from them. And I was thinking about what Isaiah was thinking about, how he was talking to me about it, and I was like, you know what? Let me create something with my bro. Like, there's nothing against Hedge or Sovereign or I believe Patrick at the time. There's nothing against them, but like I wanted to create something different. I wanted to create something new, and so I stepped over to Isaiah's side, and
Create
we
something
created
retro.
retro, created something retro. So we created the retro pixels at the time, and it was just us two as leaders, and we added Angel, and uh, I remember like kind of annoying Angel into machinima. She already wanted to do it, but I annoyed her some more. and she kind of just like developed her own style, which literally blew the community out of the water. Um, entirely broad box, by the way. And then she moved on to social maker on her own, and she like kind of like picked up some skills, and she was able to just work with it, which baffled me because I started using social maker and she was already better than me. But but yeah, at that time it was amazing, it was amazing. And then we appointed Angel as a third leader so we can have like a neutral ground whenever we're trying to decide things. It'll be because in case Isaiah and I have opposing decisions, Angel will be that neutral ground. And if we hear something, we can kind of like compromise and then decide on whose idea we want to go with. So it was amazing because it was us three just doing our thing, and then we added Wise. From there it just grew into something amazing. Like we were doing like community streams. We were like building the community back up, and there was definitely hiccups, roller coaster rides. It's like people just not being around. And I'm not talking about anybody that recent, but early on had issues, but definitely was it was and is an amazing uh just an amazing feeling. Like I love each and every one of my group, and I hold them dear, and they're very important. Inside the group, outside the group, whatever it is. Like I can talk to any of you guys about anything. It doesn't even have to be Machinima. So like this is just more. It's more. It's something more than a Machinima. You know, it's become that for us.
Your mic's starting to cut
It,
in and out a bit.
is there, bro?
I said your mic's starting to cut in and out a bit.
Oh, I said it became something more than just Machinima, basically.
Hmm.
Like, did you hear that, bro?
I did. Hmm. You kind of already answered the next question while talking about that one.
Oh, okay.
But it was, how did the idea for the retro pixels start?
Oh, how did it start? Oh, okay, yeah. I guess I did.
But you kind of already went into that.
Yeah, guess I already did.
So I guess the next one I'll go with is, what has been your favorite thing about being a part of the community?
My favorite thing about being a part of the Retro Pixels
Or
um,
just the machinima in
community.
general?
Um, my favorite part is being able to talk to people that have similar tastes in what I'm doing, and just talking to people that are artists just like me, creators just like me, trying to do things that are similar to what I'm doing. And I believe that's like a thing for most people that join community, be about joining a congregation or a group, that they can have people that they relate to. Doesn't necessarily mean that they agree on everything, but
Hmm.
I am here, and we, sometimes agree on things, and we talk, we laugh, argue, debate, whatever it is. But yeah, like I can talk about an idea, and nowadays people will speak on it. I think that's really great. I think that's really cool. You know,
Hmm.
so it was it's a comfortable place to be these days, despite the ego and you know the negative weight that can come momentarily and leave. It's still a great place to be.
No, yeah, no, I definitely agree with you that it's really nice to be surrounded by like like-minded people.
Yeah, definitely.
And just where you can work on stuff and be encouraged to work on stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, the last question I have written down is where do you think the Machinima community will be in the next, say, like 5 to 10 years?
Um, it'll be bigger. I think I think we'll have a influx of bigger machinimators than us. I think there'll be more, and I think people will be able to utilize games like Smash 4 the way we utilize Brawl soon, um, especially with the emulator scene growing. The Smash 4 emulator right now really big, and you have the ability to dump models and put them back onto the emulator and animate them. I've already run some tests, so it's just a matter of time. So Machinima is going to have a resurgence. It's definitely going to have a resurgence. But
Mm-hmm.
it's our job, generation, to help push that. It's our job to help nurture and heal the community and put it back to where it was. And it can be there. The only way that it's not going to be there is if people keep denying the power of this community, the power of the centimeters in this community. You have to present good ideas, execute them, build the community.
You hear that, people watching? Smash says, everyone that wants to
That's
make a
the way.
machinima,
That's the way.
go out there and do it.
Do it.
Go out there and make a machinima.
Just do it. Make your dreams come true, man.
Don't quote Shia LaBeouf on this stream.
I'm so. I didn't even
we were,
realize.
we were having
I didn't even realize.
we were having a good thing going, and then comes Shia LaBeouf.
Sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm never doing that ever again. I'm never doing that ever again. Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, that is all the questions I had written down.
Awesome. That was really fun.
So unless if you have anything you want to add or talk about, feel free.
Myself. Um. We need more collabs. We need more collabs. That's all I gotta say. That's all I want to say. We need more collabs, crossovers. Make them, people. I love them. Make them. Thank you. This has been awesome. Awesome.
We got, man, we got 8 people watching right now.
That's dope.
It's not bad for just two. Just not. That's not bad for 2 people just sitting here chatting.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
god.
pretty awesome. Probably it's probably more. It's just probably just the current people.
Mhm. We've been going for just about an hour. Uh,
An hour?
we sh- just about. We're like a minute off from an hour.
That is nice.
All right. You got anything you wanna ask me? I feel like I've just been throwing questions at you all night.
Uh, hmm, let's see. So switching the interview. Okay, okay. I don't have any questions
I
yet.
mean, this system isn't set in stone yet. This is the first episode.
Right. Yeah. It's a machinima talk, anyways. Okay. As far as Smash Games is an online based machinima, and I think it's one of my top 5. definitely. I think it would be number one. If you could pick an online gaming to be which one would you rather be in terms of like Smash Machinima?
So out of all the ones that are like in game, based on like a
Online.
Smash Bros being
Yeah.
like an online
Yeah,
series,
like Next Smash, Smash Tasm, uh, Universal Smash, Smash Games.
I need to make a quick correction here that Smash Games is not an online based thing.
What? It's
No,
not online?
no, it's not.
But what about the
These
whole
are
server talk?
uh, going into slight spoiler territory, I guess, but basically they aren't sucked into a video game. While it is Smash Bros, so it's kind of hard to differentiate. Um, the world of Smash games was created solely by the game
So
master.
it's not a game, but it's a game in
It's
terms of
it's like
tournament.
they sucked into like
It's like Master of Games. That Master of Games episode of
basically
Teen
it's
Titans.
like I basically the Smash games like world is just a giant hamster ball to keep people in.
Okay, so it's like a dimension.
Yes, we're getting into territory of stuff that'll be talked about
Okay,
in the
yeah. Let's
next
not.
episode.
Let's not. Okay, let's change the question. Okay,
But to go back to go back to your
yeah.
question, uh, I would probably pick Universal Smash.
Universal Smash. Huh? Why is that?
I think because uh, well, I wouldn't be smash. I wouldn't go in Smash Session. I'd lose my mind. I couldn't handle that many idiots.
Yeah, yeah,
Just couldn't do it.
yeah.
Next Smash would probably be my second, like my second pick. But
Huh?
I couldn't stand a world where Bayonetta is the top player. Like I just you know
I feel that.
I hate myself.
I feel that.
I just be what's his name, Atlas. I just want to beat the top guy as much as I could.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I agree.
But the world that Seth has made, it offers a lot of like it offers like solo content, the co-op stuff, like trying to beat Giga
Yeah,
Bowser and
that's
save a
really fun.
princess.
Like, I think that would be a really fun game. That'd be a really fun game to play.
So I just think for the versatility of it and like the actual like game aspect,
Yeah,
I'd go with Universal Smash because I feel like Seth put a lot of time into actually developing like the game around his series.
he really did. I think. Yeah, that was that. That's it. It would be a really fun world to be in. Honestly, I think Universal Smash would be the funnest and safest world to be in. Sans the hacker that came in, but that was a one time thing. It seems like for now. Um,
Oh yeah, Blank or whatever.
yeah, I think.
Such a cool
Yeah,
concept too. Someone that like changes characters as he's fighting. That's such a cool thing.
yeah. I wonder. As far as the characters he's changing, so is he just getting like different attributes, or is it because no, no, they're not because he based it on Smash Smash Bros was created into an online game. I think that's what he
Hmm.
explained in Universal Smash episode 1. So they don't really have that many different attributes. It's just like, okay, well, this is a character that plays like Ike and he is Ike now. So, and then I
Hmm.
guess
Basically, he's just changing his character to fit this current situation.
yeah, yeah. So, um here's a question. Uh as far as revenge goes, um, do you think there would ever be a prequel or spin-off? And if there is a prequel or would be a prequel, what would you base it on? And what would the spin-off be about?
if I were to ever make a prequel for Revenge, it would probably be about the forming of the group,
Hmm. Okay.
which means I would have to go into detail about that little nod of the group forming to defeat, like, basically a resurrected god.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I
So I'd
remember.
have to figure out how that little chestnut's gonna go.
Okay.
Uh, but in terms of, say, a spin off,
Yeah. Or sequel
I
rather.
think, yeah, I think like a spin off or sequel would be the group, like, reestablishing itself, uh, kind of finding some, like, new members after. Spoiler alerts, more people die.
Uh. Well. It's not really a spoiler. It's like it's more
That's
so
the whole.
like
That's the name of the show.
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I
Oh.
mean, I'm 2 episodes in, and like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 4 or 5 characters have died in 2 episodes.
And just going off of like intuition, I'm pretty sure Revenge has killed people just randomly. His kill count is probably over 1,000.
Well, I mean, he almost murdered that one girl.
Yeah, so that means he's already been killing people like a lot.
Maybe you'll have to, wait and see.
Yeah,
Dun
it's
dun dun.
like so all right, so here's another question. Going back to Smash game, since I kind of know part of it, that kind of just means this is not even a question. It kind of just means that those characters are actually making those feats on their own, doing those feats on their own.
Yeah.
Can you confirm, deny?
No. What I can. How do I word this? Basically, while their altered bodies allow them to do things like the double jump
Mm,
and like pull out items and whatnot, their ability to fight is their own,
uh,
and like they're
say that one more time.
so like I said, just like while their altered bodies allow them to do like the feats like the double jumping and stuff that you like they physically can't do normally.
Yeah.
Um, their ability to like fight is still based on their real world abilities. So it's kind
Uh,
of like a mixture.
so it's a mixture of the real world abilities, like them being able. I mean, them
It's
just.
it's a mixture of their new body abilities fixed with their real body skills.
Hmm, wow. Okay. Um. Huh. Oh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Well,
I'm trying to answer Smash Games related questions without going too far into spoiler territory because I'm like right there.
uh, yeah. Let me not push you too much to spoil, but let's go with. There was the other question I was gonna ask was since I had to do impromptu, I think one question I wanted to ask was in terms of like uh the way you how did you come up with the stakes in Smash game?
So like, how did I come up with the idea of everyone
So
like?
yeah, like being in a world like they're basically gladiators
Hmm.
and there's a
Well,
lot of
people have been commenting on it from the beginning of the series. Is that a lot of my inspiration of the show came from Sword Art Online, the anime?
hmm, okay, that's true. Okay, yeah, that makes
Because I really liked the premise of the first arc, but I
yeah,
felt
that was
like
really cool.
they
That was
didn't.
really cool.
I felt like they didn't do enough with that arc. They kind of rushed it
Yeah,
because they only
definitely.
had 24 episodes, right? So they had to finish everything in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I wanted to take the part of the story that I really liked and
And just
make
flesh it
more.
out.
Yeah.
It's really cool. That was cool. So let's see. I think another question I want to ask, like I want to run like a gauntlet. Is that the word?
All
Gauntlet?
right.
Let me see, Infinity Gauntlet. Gauntlet. I think that's a word. Um,
Mhm.
say you put, let's see, a character. How do you think Kasumi from Desolation would do in Smash Game?
Probably really well.
Yeah. I remember watching the episode where um, they shot a missile. I think it was two missiles at her. She came out unscathed, and I was like, "Whoa, that's really, that's pretty crazy." And like in terms of like how her emotion is, she's able to be, she's really calm and collected. Um,
Mhm.
as she's been in Desolation, I think she'd do pretty well.
No, I feel like if she was taken point for point from Desolation into Smash games, I feel like she'd be the most powerful character
Yeah,
aside from like the game master.
yeah, yeah. She'd probably be throwing hands with the game master. I think she would do pretty well too. I don't know if she'd beat him because I don't know exactly everything she can do, but as far as I know, she's pretty strong. Pretty strong.
Mhm. And from what we've seen, she's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
Smash from Ty doesn't have that many feats aside from pushing, two grown men into the wall and then catching bullets.
I was gonna say you caught bullets, and not just like one or two, but like machine gun fire out of a vacuum cleaner. Do you know how skilled you have to be to catch bullets out of a vacuum cleaner?
Well, I just didn't know how I was gonna measure. I mean, that's like a speed and a durability thing. But I didn't know how that would
Hmm.
even stack up in Smash games, so I didn't really think of it too much. Um, so I guess he'd do decently.
No, yeah, no, he'd be fine. I'll tell you one thing: he wouldn't be on. He wouldn't be one of the people that died off screen.
Oh, oh man, that's the most painful death. You don't even get like a proper
Yeah,
death from your author. Like Infinity War, you just like because in Infinity War, some people died. Then the director's like, oh yeah, so and so died too. Like you didn't even put them on screen. Like you get like an off-screen death.
yeah,
That this
that was part of the thing that I was worried about was like I introduced having like I think it was like 32 characters,
yeah.
32 or 36 characters. It was 32, 32 characters that were kidnapped. But I was like, there's no way I can show all of these characters. So
Well,
I had to
I think
like there's like I think two entire teams where you don't see any of their deaths. So that's eight of the characters just gone that you don't even see.
well, I think it is more weight on Infinity War because um most of the characters
It's been
in
built
that
up for
are
10 years.
yeah, yeah, and then on top of that, it's just kind of like some people died right before the end credits. Like, what the heck is this? This is insane. You know, if you're gonna like kill off people, kill them off in a way where you know, they have more of a moment. Like you're telling me all these different people died off screen. What? Like I get your case because it's more so characters aren't propelling the narrative in a way where it's like Freeze team, you know.
Hmm.
And they were like naming like Shuri and all these other people. I'm like, wow, like she died. She actually propelled the Black Panther plot pretty well. She was helping out
Hmm.
T'Challa. So that really surprised me. Um, but yeah, like I think it was really cool that you were able to just do, um, you were killing people off. Like a lot of people weren't expecting that, even though you kind of said it. People were just not expecting you to kill off a so and so character. And so I was like, oh, what? Why? Oh, had it coming. What's gonna
One
happen?
of the moments I was not expecting to have like resonate as much as it seems to, because I get a lot of comments on it, even still, even though the episode's like almost 2 years old,
Yeah, you developed those
is
characters pretty well.
is the episode where Kato kills Summer in episode 7.
Yeah,
Just a lot of people were like, every like someone other than like the game master and his goons killing someone was like something that no one really was expecting me to do.
right. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Like when you killed off some of these characters, it was really heavy. I think a lot of people were just like the shock value definitely took people out. So there's that.
I mean, I know you were mad when I told you about the thing that happened at the end of episode
Oh, I
10.
was pissed. Oh, I was mad. I was like, oh man, why? Why? I'm still upset about the Kyle one too. Like in Revenge, I'm like, wow, the favorite character is gone.
Yeah, I have a really bad habit of killing off characters that I voice.
Man,
I should probably work on that.
it it's it'll be all right. I mean, I think it'll become better with time, anyways. I think um I think as you go along, like the characters that you write and the characters that you play, you'll be able to like rock with them for longer,
Hmm.
and like they wouldn't die or anything like that. So, you know, you know, like I said, it comes with time.
All right. Anything else
Um.
of the
Oh.
lightning round?
Okay. So I know for some series we have like powerhouse, like really strong characters,
Got it.
and um, I want to run another gauntlet, but I want to do something where it's powerhouses from Smash games versus um, a singular villain, like let's say like Ganondorf from Smash King. Um, how would he fare against the cast of Smash Game
How would the King of Evil Ganondorf fare against my guys?
from Smash King, of course?
Uh, yeah, I'm pretty sure Ganon would walk everyone.
Well,
I think the only people. I think there's three characters that could even put up a fight, and that would be the Game Master, Sakurai, and
hmm.
uh, I can't say because spoilers.
Okay, all right. No spoilers. Uh, yeah, not especially not in stream because someone's gonna come back and watch it. Like, hey, why'd you do that?
Yeah, because basically the Game Master has the technological skills to like give himself like as much power as like he can,
Wow,
and well, like
that's
Sakurai,
facts.
he like the Game Master created his right hand man Sakurai to be like the strongest in the world, and with his power,
Hmm.
he literally has like he's like breaking the world they created with his power.
Hmm. Interesting. So he can manipulate the world that he created. So if
Hmm.
anybody steps into his world, he can make it fair game for himself, can't he?
Basically, yeah.
Huh. That's that's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. Um. All right. So okay, let's see. Let's try covering another mission. Uh, how would you say in terms of like online games? Yours is not. I'm gonna talk about another mission real quick. How would you say the Smash Tasm cast would do against um Universal Smash cast, like the main characters in the fight? You know what? I can answer that question myself. I think Universal take them down because Smash.
OS would beat them all hands down.
Yeah,
Like he wouldn't even need the others.
yeah, yeah. That wasn't
He'd
even
tag
a
him in if
great.
he got
That
tired.
wasn't even a great. That wasn't even a great matchup. Wasn't even a great matchup.
I feel like the only thing that might cause difficulty is the fact that Leet Fox is a hacker and could probably cause some
Yeah, that's
damage
true.
that way.
That's true. And they're all playing on a Smash type game, anyways. Do you have a matchup that you want to throw in?
Oh, do I have a matchup?
Mm.
All right, Sonic from Brawl Universe. No,
Hmm.
Sonic from Smash King. Sorry, I don't think Sonic's
Hmm.
in Brawl Universe.
Yeah.
Sonic from Smash King against Shadow from Chronicles of Brawl.
Wow. All right. Let's see. Let's look at the facts. Facts. Ganondorf from Chronicles of Brawl is, I believe, Adam confirmed this Ocarina Ganon uses canon Ganon feats from the games, or rather, it's Twilight Ganon. He's using the Twilight feat from the game, and in Ocarina, uh, when he had the full Triforce, I believe that was the game. When he had the full Triforce, he was able to like devastate a continent, and right there he was pretty strong, pretty strong. So we're gonna apply
Hmm.
that to Chronicles of Brawl. Applying that to Chronicles of Brawl, and the Sonic in there reached another form, also confirmed by Adam. Supersonic 2. Supersonic 2 fought Darkling. He basically knocked him out of. He basically narked. He's a narc, but Link was in, I guess, a pre-deity form, as you would say, because he was like half deity, half Link, and he was like halfway transforming into him, so he had a bit of his
Hmm.
power, and he was able to go with Marth and Ike. But Supersonic 2 was able to knock out Link with one blow, reducing him back to his base state. And that same Link was able to knock out Ganondorf, right? So those are already feats on its own. Fierce Deity Link is already stronger than Dark Link. So Dark Link in Smash King, or Link in Smash King is already a form of Dark Link. I guess you would say it's Dark Link like absorbed. Like he absorbed the power of Dark into his being. and he's become Dark Link.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you can't really say that both of their feats on the same level because Dark Link and Chronicles of Brawl is not the same as Link slash Dark Link and Smash King. But, but you can say this: Sonic and Smash King stopped a fight while he knocked out a transformation that literally put Ganondorf off of his feet for a good majority of the episode versus uh, Bowser and Mario throwing hands with Ganondorf in Smash King. Like Bowser and Ganondorf were going at it for a long while. Going at it for Bowser and any Mario couldn't take Ganondorf. Mario couldn't take Ganondorf. So him being able to stop that fight isn't that big of a feat compared to Sonic knocking out Ganondorf with one blow, or rather, Sonic knocking out Link, who knocked out Ganondorf with one blow. So already for me, since there's Supersonic, and then there's Supersonic 2, already kind of shows me that Chronicles of Brawl Sonic is way more superior. Because even in his hypersonic form, he barely stopped Link. He knocked out a fierce deity Link with one hit. And I'm pretty sure fierce deity Link is stronger than Link with Dark Link powers. So right there, I have to give it to Chronicles of I have to. I have to.
All right. Yeah. No, that's fair. On that note, though, we have been streaming for an hour and a half, so I think it's about time that we wrap up.
Oh yeah.
So, thank you, Smashing the New Obsidianskin, for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
It,
It was great. It was I had a lot.
it has been my pleasure. And
Thank you
to all
guys
of you
for
that were
watching.
watching, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and let me know if you guys want me to continue with this. If you want me to have like more guests, like what kind of guests you want me to have, what kind of questions you want me to ask, all that good stuff. I will hopefully. I would love to do more of these, but I'll only do it if people want to watch it. So let me know.
If we could do more.
What?
I would love that.
Do more?
Yes, sir.
Well, for
I
now.
am ready.
Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. I know it was kind of late, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I certainly
Yeah.
have fun. Did you have fun?
I had lots of This is the greatest thing ever today. I had hella fun.
Alright. Well, on that note, have a good night, everyone.
See
And I
ya.
will see you guys in the next one. Peace.